black polo is on, which means you know I'm feeling good. The black polo is also very, very loose, and we will get to why in just a little bit. I am really glad to be back and being able to give you this update. Um, this is quite the uh, difficult thing to do. I try not to do them often because I don't want to feel like I'm just repeating myself. Especially there's been a lot of holding patterns going on. So I wanted to make sure that whenever there's an update, there is really something to talk about. This update is very big. So this is going on the old GoFundMe. This is going on the new GoFundMe. This is going on my YouTube. This is going on all my social media locations. I wanted to do this because, and I'm going to keep it kind of short, but I want to do this because it is a big deal. The best way I can put this is the following. We are into the home stretch. Uh, when I last talked to you guys, it was post the surgery, the bariatric surgery, and I was talking about how I was dealing with recovery, just some small complications, and just trying to get things together. Um, September has been a big movement time, and I want to make sure that I address it with the right amount of care. Uh, we have finally had me submitted to St. Luke's. The social worker at my dialysis clinic and I decided that it was finally time. And that's because a number of things happened. The first of which is I got to 300 pounds um, here recently, and I have not been 300 pounds since I was a freshman in college 23 years ago at Kansas State University. Uh, that's why the shirt fits so loosely. That's why I have trouble with the pants right now. Um, a lot of things happen, and I think a lot of people deal with this bariatric surgery different ways. For me, it has really been just making sure that, as my good friend Shay tells me, I stay to myself. Um, One of the hardest things about this has been making sure that at every turn, uh, I didn't, overdo it. Either overdoing it on what I was eating, overdo it on, you know, keeping certain foods out, making sure that I was doing what the instructions told me to do. And so, in doing that and adding in some light exercise because they wouldn't let me do too much, uh, we have reached that goal. She sent my information in via email on a Wednesday and sent me an email saying, "Hey, I just sent it in. It'll probably be 2 to 4 weeks for you to hear back." And that was probably about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. 4 o'clock that afternoon, I was getting a phone call from St. Luke's telling me, "Hey, this is the intake nurse. I want to talk to you about things and get your intake process moving along." I said, "Well, I'm shocked. It's already time." She said, "Yes, we'll do it right now. It's going to take you about an hour." And so we sat and talked. We went through my medical history in general. We got very specific about the last couple of years. Um, Her concern on the phone with me was a number of tests, some of which, of course, I had to do as part of the process to do the bariatric surgery, some of which I had to do with St. Luke's East. Of course, when you all know, when I had first my fall at the end of April, and of course, the actual placement of my first chest catheter in May of last year. Um, I explained to her, my weight around the time, uh, 519 pounds, and my current weight. And of course, she wanted some documents sent directly from my dialysis clinic and my bariatric surgeon. Uh, but we came down to the following: there is one test uh, that I still need to have done. And it's not a big deal that I haven't had it done before because I'm not really at the age where that's supposed to be a thing yet. And that's colonoscopy. Um, when she got done asking me about getting that, I was really still kind of confused because things were moving fast. And I said, she's like, okay, well, once we get that scheduled and get you in for that, it'll be, well, here in the next 4 weeks, we'll be talking to the evaluation team. And that's when you'll meet with them. Somewhere here in the next 4 weeks. I said, does that mean I'm in? Does that mean we got the transplant coming? She's like, I can't make that decision. That's not something I can say yes or no on. I can tell you no. I can tell you yes. But that colonoscopy is really the thing that we need to, get you a more definitive place. They need to see that test. I said, okay, but my weight's not an issue. Like, I know I'm not at 270 yet. She said, that's not a problem for us. We don't use BMI stringently like that. And seeing the weight that you started at and the weight that you're at now, that's really not going to be a barrier for you. Okay, so so I'm not in, but I'm in. She's like, yeah, the doctors are going to want to know all that. We like to look at the whole person's health and case by case basis, seeing what's going on. She said, you've been determined to lose a lot of weight even before your bariatric surgery. You lost a significant amount since then. Like that looks good for your case. So, okay. Um, I don't, for some of the folks that are newer to this process, I know that you probably think, well, wow, that's good. I was like, it's great. For those of you guys that have been here for a long time, you know how much has been gone through just to get to this point. And to look up and say, my weight is down to such a long number already, and I'm not done losing the weight. This is like, again, we just had the surgery in June. It's September. Like, what I'm talking about right now is 40%, basically, almost 50% of what I'm going to lose. There is a lot more weight that's going to come off of me here in the future. To know that St. Luke's is moving at such a high speed. Again, we were expecting 2 to 4 weeks to hear back from them for this intake stuff. Not the whole evaluation, just this intake. We were expecting that in 2 to 4 weeks. We got it in 4 hours. I was expecting to hear her say, okay, once you get the colonoscopy, then it'll be 4 weeks, and then you'll hear from the transplant team. And she's saying, no, we're going to hear in the next 4 weeks about when you're scheduled. Once I get done running your insurance, once I get done with some of the other stuff I have to do, and we just want to make sure that you have your colonoscopy in that time frame so that they have that for the evaluation. We're at the point now where, those of you wonderful folks that have said you would be willing to be placed up for matching, as well as those of you folks that have been, praying and helping in this process, can really start to see the light. We are there. This is not a if I can get it. It's a win, and that win has gone from sometime in the next 2 years to honestly probably sometime before December. And so I want to thank everybody for that. There are some things that are going to come up before that because of that, and I'm going to kind of break this into 2 videos because of that. But I just wanted to say thank you to everyone. This is, again, we're still in a waiting pattern. There's still things to do with the house and the cars, and a lot of other things that I have to get moving and taken care of. But this is big news, and I didn't want to get through this weekend without telling you all about this big news. So look out for future videos. I'm going to talk about some other things, books and things of that nature. But I just wanted to say thank you. We are in the home stretch, and like I said, the biggest news has already arrived. It's transplant evaluation time, folks. So I will talk to you in the next video. For now, again, thank you for contributing and sharing. Please continue to do so. It helps me out a ton. But again, thank you so very much.